With anime, you know what comes along next. Fights that can gawk your mouth open, bring tears to your eyes, and throw your hyped bodies out of the seats. I'm not exaggerating, because this season got a mixture of a few of the best hand-to-hand combat thanks to God of Highschool, as well as those epic-scale one-on-one duels from My Hero Academia and One Piece. So, want to see what the 10 best fights of this year are? Let's get to it!
次は耳だ。心配すんな。そのよく回る舌だけは最後まで残してやる。
Starting off this list, we have Kaname vs. Wang. Darwin's game got mixed responses last season. Its battle royale stood for its advantage, but sometimes the plot and pacing of the show did manage to bring out some negative reviews. But one thing that could justify all of that is the fight between Kaname and Wang. As the two clan leaders meet for one final battle, we finally see what Kaname's training was actually about. He is no longer the weak and naive boy we saw in the first season, and he overpowers Wang's crew within seconds after his arrival.
蹴りつけようぜ。おいおい、何ほうきてんだてめえら。とっととぶち殺せ。
Kirito played out an important role by manipulating Wang into attacking her and slicing off his vital body parts with hidden threads. Overall, it was both a battle of wits and skill, and that last look of Kaname actually managed to give me the light Yagami vibe. Did the overpowered Kirito finally meet his match? Indeed, he did. War of the Underworld finally managed to play to its strengths and deliver us an absolute mind-blowing fight between Kirito and Gabriel. It started off as a sword fight, but soon evolved into a fight that rivaled each character's magical power and ended on a high note with the Starburst stream unleashed. Apart from giving Kirito the spotlight to shine again, the scene also showed the potential of Gabriel, as he stood toe-to-toe against Kirito's attacks and even managed to hit him back. With the visuals, sounds, and even the aesthetics of the battle complementing the two characters, this was a feast for the eyes of all Sword Art Online fans. Kaiman vs. Shin comes next. Who thought a knife duel could turn this epic? Kaiman was hunting for the sorcerers and ripping faces off them all the time. But Shin showed him for the first time that strength doesn't always play for your advantage if you don't use your brains. The battle was short, but those moves managed to give us a worthy melee fight experience. For each of Kaiman's attacks, Shin managed to pull out a move in defense, and he took him down without even using a bit of sorcery. The last hit to his head even came off as a surprise for Kaiman, who was so positive that he could easily overpower Shin. But you know what they say, pride comes before fall. The next fight is Shinra vs. Charon, or in Fire Force terms, fire versus explosions. When Shira desperately wants to leave Inca, it is Charon who possesses a challenge to him. His attacks are singular but more focused and powerful. He proves this to Shinra by smashing him through a couple of buildings and then aiming a headshot. The man creates explosions with every step he keeps, so you know how dangerous it can be. The fights featured raw martial choreography to each character, using the extent of their abilities until that very final kick. We had nothing to do but to gawk our mouths open, just like Inca, as the fight concluded with an explosion and showed us what the words Fire Force actually meant. Punch after punch, kick after kick, it's raw brutality inside the ring. Of course, I wasn't surprised by the potential of the fight scenes in God of Highschool, but in episode 5, Jin and Dei's fights hit the mark of the perfect hand-to-hand combat fight unlike any other. The two meet face to face in the ring, they both have their own struggles. with the fight being especially important for Han. Unlike other anime, which relies on combat in the distance, you can feel and hear each punch and kick that is hit. You've got rapid camera movements, fast animation, that emotional soundtrack that weighs on Han's backstory, and all of these add up to a fight that can leave you breathless until that very final kick. Up next, we have Anos versus Melheis.
お前は言ったな。転生後は魔力の1割も使えぬものだと。俺とてそうだ。
This was a season of overpowered main characters, so you always knew it was going to be epic when they finally meet their match. Well, this isn't exactly about meeting the match, but it was a time when things were dire for the reincarnated Demon King. When wizard Melheis finally faced Anos, his power and potential is tested to the maximum extent. You've got chaotic portals, raids of magic, and anything that can shatter the Demon King into pieces. But all of those prove ineffective against him. Now, I know putting an overpowered character to a fight is a good way to destroy its hype, but somehow the fight is portrayed in a way to show how powerful Anos actually is.
だから言っただろう。無駄だと。
And shattering portals and stabbing the wizard in the head without breaking a sweat is Anos' way of saying that he's still the one in charge.
他にサバが美味しい料理といえば、例えばそうね。
Now, one thing I love about Fights of the Magical Index universe is how it showcases each character's ability or quirk and emphasizes its strengths and weaknesses during the fight. When Frenda is ambushed by Yumia inside the store, the latter manages to overpower her at first solely due to the element of surprise. But you can never underestimate Frenda's cunning mind. It is amazing how each character uses the environment around them, mixed in with their own skills, to create the most versatile and mortal attacks to their opponents, with Yumia using her hidden snipers and Frenda using hiding the explosives and waiting for the best moment. Even though these two are minor characters, this fight showed that they deserve their own series. Even after nearly 900 episodes, our favorite green-haired swordsman still stands strong. On the snow-struck battlefield, he stands onto a duel with the famous Kamazou, and when the two clash swords, both seem to be standing on equal ground. Zoro's has the skill set of fast attacks, but Kamazou has the edge when it comes to the weapons. This is what Zoro exactly uses for his advantage. He needs to utter only one word, Santoryu, and he finishes off Kamazou with one classical dashing sword strike. The battle proved once again that Zoro was the king of all swordsmen, and others have a long way to go before trying to take him down. How do you finish off a climactic season? With the climactic battle with a god, of course. In the final battle of God of Highschool, Shin faces off against the powerful Jaegal in a battle that shatters an entire arena. Jaegal was like the final boss of the entire season with his immense power, durability, and of course fighting skill. But Jin took off to the skies as a god with his shrinkened Nyoibi, and soon it was him pulling the punches for all his friends. Jaegal's arrogance over everyone was finally challenged as Jin Mori brought the man to his knees and finished him off with a Kinto-un. Without doubt, God of Highschool is the only anime that can keep you hooked to the screen without blinking your eyes through all its melee combat. And taking the top spot is Endeavour vs Nomu. You've got to give the worst dad of the anime the award for the best fight of the season. All jokes aside, this battle was a turning point for the character of Endeavour. Not only did things look tragic for him at first, but he also saw his own past through his opponent. Even with the power of Hawks and Endeavour combined, the Nomu still provided a challenge enough to break the toughest hero. But that last move was both climactic and mind-blowing. From the propelling attack to the sky, to the scream of plus ultra, to the very end show of victory with his raised hand. I'd like to stay. Endeavour stole the spotlight for the entire show within one episode. This is the reason why we all love the fights of My Hero Academia. It's sheer hype, emotionally and mind-blowing animation. Fistfights, weapons, explosions, blade dancers. Out of these, what did you like the most? Was it the sheer hype of My Hero Academia or the gut-wrenching punches of God of Highschool? Also, this topic has the potential to continue for many more volumes, as 2020 was truly a fistful year, so comment below your favorite fights. We might include that in our next volume. Obviously, if this video does well, of course. Like and share the video if you enjoyed watching it. Also hit the subscribe button and ring the bell notification icon to be informed about all my future uploads. Until next time, attackers in arms, stay home and stay safe. See ya!